everyone. Welcome to Runes of Silvertree. This is Silvertree here with the second rune reading of the Red Serpent season number 3. I feel so happy and grateful that you are making the time to stop by and to say hello. Okay. October has been very interesting so far, for me anyway. The portal has just closed for the full moon energy, or the portal. So I hope everyone has energetically and metaphysically survived all of that. That was a very interesting 7 days for me. So this reading is geared towards the new moon energy that will be coming within the next, I think, between 7 to 9 days until the next opening of the new moon portal for the month of October. And so, yes, I definitely feel the shift. And it's, I don't know, I felt that October would be a little bit rough intuitively, and it has been for me personally. But again, these readings are geared towards the collective, the human collective of our consciousness, okay? The collective of human consciousness. We're all here, interdimensional beings having an interdimensional experience with our interdimensional realities. Everything's interwoven, and just think of it as a web, okay? You know how like the synthetic web that we have on the internet? Well, we're interconnected that way, psychically, biologically, genetically, spiritually. All right. And so again, that spider energy is very strong in the month of October. It's part of the pagan belief system of the spider, right? It's supposed to be this very creepy, weird, very non-humanoid looking entity and energy. However, that spider energy also it's eight-legged energy, okay? And the spider, to me intuitively, and what I feel like I'm being pulled to discuss today, is the power of creativity, right, and innovation. If any of you have studied or watched a documentary, okay, on like the Animal Channel regarding certain spider species and whatnot, but just the spider, and if you've ever watched a documentary on how they build their homes and how they have to innovate very quickly and very methodically and kind of on their toes, right? They have to. It's not only their home, but it's how they catch their meal. It's how they just survive. It's very, very interesting type of energy when it comes to the spider. But that's what I feel I'm being pulled to discuss right now at this moment. But that spider energy, that 8, right? And we're in the month of October. If you study the etymology of the word October, or have a background in the language, the Latin language or Greek language, in Latin, octo, right? Meaning 8. So originally, I'm going to share a little history of the Gregorian calendar. There used to be just 9 months a year, okay? 9 months a year from, I believe, from March was the 1st, and then March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, okay? I can't remember. I have to do more research on this, but there used to be 9 months. And that's where if you pay attention, September is septum, comes from the Roman number 7. October 8th, November Novem is 9. December is decem, okay? Decem or 10. That's 10. 10 is completion. 9 is the ending of something. Or 10 can be the ending and completion of something. It really is the energy of 1. And then that 9, November, then October 8. 8 is the that space of innovation, creativity, prosperity, balance. It's a very, very feminine number. But yeah, I don't know where I was being pulled, but again, that spider energy I feel like is very, very strong. And so yeah, let's see what Source will show us through today's reading. So I'm going to mix up the jar here, and I am working on my wooden jar. My idea for it anyway, the design currently right now, because I believe in creating my own spiritual tools for everything. So eventually that will begin to manifest, but right now I'm just working on the design. Okay, here we go. Shaking it a little bit harder than I usually do because there's a lot of energy that passed through this last full moon portal. So, and we are in the month of a water sign, which I'm going to get too lost into that. Okay, let's see what takes place here. Here we go. Ooh, okay. Oh, and one just rolled off. I'm going to set the one that rolled off right here to the side there. Okay. Thank you, Source. Oh, a lot of energy. Ooh, okay. A lot of pieces. Let's count. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 in the womb of all creation, so 16 here. And then we have 17. The 17th one here. Now 1 and 7 equals 8. How funny. Okay, that's very funny. 8, and I'll count one more time just to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yes, there are 17. So again, the overall energy of this reading will be the number 8. Wow. Okay. All right. So again, just a little rundown. If this is your first time tuning in and checking into Runes of Silvertree, you know that how I read my runes, when they're flat and when they're up, they're upright, meaning you can look down and they're facing you. That's the energy that's happening right now. It's in your face. You know, it's right there. You're dealing with it, okay? The energies that tend to be on their side, it's something that is unknown to you or unknown to you but known to some, or unknown to some but known to you, okay? So it's like someone knows but not everyone's very aware. And then the ones that are on facing down, that's energy that is completely just unknown, and it's a mystery. And usually these runes are holding energies that are how should I say, they're kind of manipulating the whole situation. Okay, so let's just get right into it. So we have 17 energies here with us. 1 is off the board and facing downward. So that's, to me, is very interesting, because 1 plus 7 equals 8, and I was just talking about that 8 energy and that spider energy. So let's take a look at what's happening here. All right. So in the womb of all creation, where this energy is held right now, we have 1 and 6, so 16 runes in the womb of all creation, or we can just call it the web for right now. So I'm feeling a strong spider energy at this moment. So we have 1 and 6 equals 7. 7 is a very spiritual number. It's a number of prayer. It's a number of reflection. It's a number of just a higher frequency and consciousness. I just see someone in prayer and wearing white. That's what I'm seeing. Someone's just in. So the collective is like we're entering into the 2023, so that's the year 7. So whatever energies are taking place right now, it's like it's almost setting up the setting up the dominoes for next year, which is the Human Collective 2023. So you have 2 plus 2 plus 3, that equals 7. I know in the previous rune reading I mentioned that it was supposed to be the year 6, so I made that mistake. But in this reading for year 2023, that's at 7 energy. And so this energy that we're tying into today is going to touch into setting us up for next year in the Gregorian calendar, the Gregorian cycle that we all follow around the world. Okay, most of us anyway. There's several different calendars, but let's get to it. So with the 7 energy with 16 runes in this web here that's gearing us up for November, December, and January. Oh, let's see here. Okay, so in the center I see an upside down man. So you can call him like a hanging man, if you will, something that's very undecisive. I also see a Baphomet, like a dark energy or a horned entity, if you will. That's what I'm seeing here, some kind of goat. And then I see the seasons, the wheel. I see the wheel here. And I also see a portal, okay? A portal opening. And it's almost like with this, in order for this portal to open, things must be set in stone. It's almost like you're preparing for a game, preparing for a performance, preparing for a show or a showdown. Right? In order to have a door, you must have a wall on each side, correct? And there must be a balance in some way. Things have to be set up. Like it all can't just be one outweighing the other. There has to be some supreme balance here. If you can see that, I'll pull this one up. You see that? You see the new moon on one side and then the full moon on the other side. So this, in order for this portal to open all the way, there has to be a certain kind of frequency and energy. A man who's falling on his head it's like free fall. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing free fall. And I'm seeing this wheel. And usually with this wheel, this medicine wheel, I like to call it, it's like a shift, like a changing. It's like part of the bigger plan, part of a bigger, it's part of a bigger, it's like a play within a play. And it's like a changing of a scene, if you will. Then here we have source. Source is the star. Source, this star is symbolic of hope, of guidance, that like that North Star that African Americans used to, when they were on the move and running towards their freedom, away from captivity. But then we have it very close to the man who's pretty much falling out. I see a man falling out of a window, and I don't know if he's doing it willingly or if he's doing it or someone's pushed him out of the window. Okay, and then let's see. Another one here, we have the serpent's eye. This one's kind of leaning on it. I'm just gonna call it, okay, and say that that's face up. Next to this, we have the some kind of strength, a very grounding energy here, and I see weights. I see weights on feet. Okay, you see that energy there? It's a weight holding someone's feet down. Think of like you're on the moon where there's no gravity and you're just kind of like bouncing up and down, where something's holding the feet down. Like you're wearing these super heavy boots with cement in them. We have the serpent's eye. Okay, I'm not surprised because of with that. The serpent's eye. Someone watchful. And then out here we have two forces coming together, squeezing together. Okay, two forces there. A 3 energy, okay, and it could be like a hidden deal kind of gone wrong in a way. It's like you see these two people, they're shaking hands, but then you see a person just standing in between the floor and the ceiling, okay, and he's being like pressed together. It's like something's collapsing, and yeah, that's what I see. Something's collapsing. And then we have this rune, the pleasure rune, I like to call, right? We have beauty. We have, the breasts. We have the behind or the butt, okay? It's pleasure. It's joy, right? but I'm not getting a lot of joy from this. It's something that's kind of dark, actually, and I'm not quite sure. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8, that 8 energy again is standing upright, facing us and like looking straight at us. Okay. All right, I'm gonna look at the runes that are on their side. This one's on their side. That's broken cycle, new path here. And that's looking at this medicine wheel. And then we have this one. Okay, we have that wolf energy. All right. That werewolf energy. I'm getting something kind of dark here. I just like, it's kind of like heavy. Like it's very heavy type of energy, and they're all clustered together. Like there's no room to move with this, in between these two energies here. Like there's no room to breathe almost. That person just like, it's almost like they're in like this weird small room. Like the ceiling is just as, like if a person goes in and they're like 5'2", that ceiling is going to be just at 5'2". Like there's no room for them to look up. There's no room for them to look down. So they can only look in front or behind. And then here we have, okay, I'm getting magnet. So attraction of some kind, if you can see the magnet there. That magnet's pulling something, someone, forces. And you know what? This one here, it's facing that upside down man, okay? That man that just was pushed out of that window or fell from that window. So something is like pulling a force. Some kind of force is being manipulated here. And then the other one, we have a headless man. Again, we have split energy, that 1, 2, 3. It's a very split energy here. And another one is on its side. Oof, okay. So we have energy, and it's standing upright like this. So it's a dominant type of energy. Okay. When this is a crown, royalty, someone who has authority over something. If it was pointing this way, that'd be like energy being pulled or pushed in one direction in a very forceful, fast way. If it's pointing down this way, that's like trapping energy, okay? But it's pointing upward. So it's almost like someone with authority, and you have to be very careful. This could almost be a trap too. You see how those, it looks like a, like you could step on something. If you're not careful, you can fall into trap. You can almost imprison yourself on accident. Okay, so I see a lot of, I don't know why, but I see a lot of just danger, and just the need to be careful and to be cautious, because this is literally almost in the center of the web, and I'm thinking that spider energy is like, that spider is going to come for her meal, right? And it's a slow death too, right? You're stuck, you can't move your body, and then she comes and she'll wrap you up. Sometimes you're bitten, and so you can't move, but you're alive. And then she'll drain whatever she drains out of you, and then the spider I'm getting the vision from Lord of the Rings, right? When the spider, she put some kind of venom in Frodo, and Frodo was paralyzed, right? He can't move, can't breathe, barely can breathe, and she saves him for a snack later. So it's almost like there's an energy being pulled and causing a descent, right? It's causing some kind of fall, if you will. Okay. All right. So I'm going to count the ones that are upright. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, that 5 energy is 5 energy can be very heavy if you, 5 represents change. It represents literally like movement, change, transformation, active transformation. And it can be very detrimental for some if you fight the change. Like if you stay at a job you're not supposed to stay at anymore. If you stay there and you're fighting that change, you're getting every single indication to leave, but you're not doing what you need to do, you're going to feel some heaviness that you've never felt before this month. I'm sorry. That 8 energy and the spider energy is very strong in this reading. And this could almost be like the spider, if you will, depending on how you want to look at it. Okay? It's like, you know, she's standing right here, and this is like, it's just, yeah, okay. I'm being guided to get back on track. So that 5 energy, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is the energy of change and transformation and movement. Again, don't get caught up in the density of this month. This is a lot of dense energy here. A lot of dense energy. Whenever I see the man upside down, the human being upside down in the physical realm, do what you can to keep your spiritual core strong. Do what you can to stay, to do things that will uplift you during this month. Anything, okay? Not just meditation or energy work. I'm talking about the body. Like, you know, staying home and eating and making your meals yourself, right? Going out into nature, riding your bike, going for walks, reading uplifting books. Everything needs to be focused on staying uplifted, because the energy I'm getting from this isn't great. It's like at the head of the human being, you have all this stuff just weighing him down. And I feel like that's this pull, that's this magnet. It's just pulling and pulling. Look at this. Just pulling the man down and into a dissension. So it's like, you know, and so here's hope, right? Okay, depending on how you look at it. To me, it's like, make sure that you know, that you don't forget this, that you don't forget that you are the star, that you have to tune into that inner guidance. I mean, even today, this morning, it's just been incredibly difficult to stay on top of my meditation. So I literally have to physically, the physical body, make myself do the meditations. And Source was telling me afterwards, like, do whatever you can to sustain yourself. Like, do whatever you can to keep up with your practices this month. Whatever that strengthens your inner core, do it, okay? Because I'm getting like temptations over here. I'm getting, I don't know why, but this one's, I'm hearing like lies, like something isn't, hidden truths behind pleasure. You know, like, don't get lost in the things that are pleasurable that you're going to regret later, because this is an inverted man, okay? And a man who's not standing on his 2 feet. Okay? It's that's what I'm seeing. As far as a serpent eye, it's also distraction. Like, the serpent eye can be distraction. It can be just looking somewhere else, right? Okay, so that's all I'm getting right now with the ones that are upright or standing on their side. Let's take a look at the runes still in the womb of all creation that are upside down, that are not upside down, I'm sorry, that are face down. So we have 1, 2, 3. 3 again is unstable energy. It's a very creative energy, like the spider. The spider, she's very, very creative and innovative. Okay, to the point where it'll bring prosperity to her. It'll bring her food. She can create her home. The designs that she makes is so unique and so inspiring, right? But again, that 3 energy can be very unstable. You know? It's almost like you have 3 legs. Okay, like your arm all of a sudden turns into a leg. That's the image that came to me. Okay, like a person's walking and then all of a sudden they have 3 legs and they have 1 arm, and it's a very awkward gait. So let's take a look at what's truly manipulating these energies here. The first one here, we have new moon energy. This is hidden energy. This is secretive energy. This is energy that isn't known or unknown, and I can't even tell you what this is. I'm just getting a dark moon. Okay, I'm getting a visual of a dark moon in a dark sky. Dark moon at night, but I can see the outline of the moon, but everything is dark. Okay. All right. I'm going to flip that one back over. Let's see here. Okay, I'm getting teeth. I'm getting teeth from this, but gnarly teeth, sharp teeth. Like there's spittle and it's like angry and just like I'm getting like a rabid dog, like a rabid, you know, when they have that with rabies, they have that extra phlegm, right? And in the phlegm there's all this bacteria, and so it makes them salivate a lot more. And so that's what I'm getting, this gnarling, gnashing teeth. And then I'm getting flame, so fire. Okay, fire energy. All right. Oof. So we have the new moon energy, we have gnarling teeth, and then we have flame. So some darkness and gnarling teeth. With gnarly teeth to me is like something that is very dangerous and uncontrollable and beast-like. And then that dark within dark, like black on black, you know, it's when I see the visual of the dark moon in a night sky, and it's not like a normal new moon where you just don't, you know, you don't see her, but this is something that is false, something that's a false dark, and it's very heavy and manipulative and unknown and secretive. Okay, and maybe almost borderline like occultic. Like that's what I'm getting, like this occultic dark energy. And usually, guys, my readings aren't this heavy, but that's just what I'm getting right now for the collective. Okay, I'm not a doom or gloom, and so that's what's kind of ruling the energy here in the womb of all creation, in our space. Okay, in this cyclical energy, and it's only again for a time period. This is what we're gearing up for the new moon. Okay, and it's again, it's very confirming because this is the new moon, but the visual I'm getting is like it's something is off with this new moon. Something is really off. Like it's like you're supposed to. Typically, you don't see the moon on a new moon on the evening of the new moon, right? It's kind of hidden. You don't see it. But this is like you can actually see this dark moon, this dark sphere, and in a dark night, and it's just really, I don't know. It's this weird, odd feeling that I'm getting here, and then this flame. And you know what? Flame could be anger, it could be rage, it can be when there's too much fire energy, and we are in the season of the red serpent. Okay, and this is going off the calendar of my personal calendar anyway, of my animal medicines. And so when there's something that's overactive, okay, or underactive, there's an imbalance. Okay, so either there's too much flame or not enough. I'm getting that there's probably too much. So a lot of anger, a lot of arguments, and just, you know, a lot of conflicting energies. And the gnarly teeth is what's really, is what I'm really kind of worried about. Like when someone's gnashing at you, it's like when they're so enraged. Have you ever seen someone in their face close up? And the rage has completely taken over them. And I'll pull the 3 here. Like to the point where there's spittle, you know, like there's spittle coming from their mouth because they're so overcome by that fire energy. And so that's what I'm seeing here. And this is something that I'm hearing the purge. Like that kind of just uncontrollable, almost psychotic type of energy. So again, like, I know that pull for the dark and for that mystery, because it's a mystery, and those of us who have inquisitive minds and who are super sensitive to the things that go bump in the night, don't look for it this month. Okay, don't investigate. It's not worth it. This is your human. This is our human right now. Is human collective right now. And so this new moon energy coming up within the next 7 to 9 days, you better take this 7 or 9 days, which started yesterday. So you have today and another another 7 days, I believe, to be exact. You have another 7 days to kind of get your stuff together, meaning getting your energies right. Okay, because that new moon energy is gonna be off, and it's almost gonna be like a weird. It's almost gonna feel like a new moon, and closing out this month. So, I just feel intuitively, get your stuff together. Use the space of neutrality. That means those days in between the moon days and the moon portals, when there's not a lot of stuff going on and not a lot of external manipulation when it comes to the moon and it comes to all this other stuff that the elite are doing to the human consciousness, all those external things that are affecting us as a collective. Use those times to set yourself up, okay? Like, there are specific times when you need to do things, and there are specific times when you should not. There's a time to sit, there's a time to do, there's a time to create, there's a time for everything. And I like to use the word space. There's a space, there's a place for everything. There's space for everything. Just be very careful this month. Okay? Very, 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 very careful. All right, so finally, let's take a look here at the 17th room that fell on the floor. Let's take a look at what it is. Okay. So we have the serpent, we have the snake, the ultimate transformation. And we're in the month of, according to the blueprint, the astrological blueprint of the zodiac sign of Scorpio. And that is also around that new moon energy, I believe, when that new moon portal opens up. So you have the Scorpio, the serpent, and then the eagle. And so with the snake, it is transformative. It's that kundalini. It's the serpent skin, right? It's all transformative. This is on the outside looking in, okay? So with all this darkness, that red serpent energy, okay, is still helping us and guiding us through it all, okay? This is, I think, a big time for growth and for expansion. If anything else, I would say do not fight change. Do not resist. Okay? Do not resist change, no matter how uncomfortable it makes you feel, because being uncomfortable is when you know you're growing and when you know you're expanding. If you're comfortable all the time, you're not expanding. You're suffocating yourself, and you can see that here. This rune is very suffocating. Look. The man can't look up or down. He can't look up to the skies, to the stars. He can't look down at his feet to see if he's grounded. He can only look at what he's being told, right? And whatever he's looking at, whatever he's shown. Okay? So yeah, it's a bit of a warning, I would say, because something just feels really off. And there's just a lot of energy, tons and tons of energy. So, the only good things I'm seeing here right now is you have that star, you have source, the ultimate, all that is, and you have pleasure here. But it's like, with the man falling headfirst out of a window, like, and then you have this portal opening. It's almost like there's souls. There's so much energy going into a place that the energy shouldn't be going there to begin with. That's what I'm getting. All right, so I don't want to make this reading too long or make it too dark. I will say it's all part of transformative energy and growth. Okay? That red serpent, the serpent energy, the kundalini, that spiral of energy, it's all part of something bigger than what our human can comprehend. So I will leave you with this, like, just prepare. Be in the space of being prepared before this new moon portal opens. All right, this is for the human collective, this message, and may this message find you well and whole. Remember to expand your consciousness, evolve your human being, and please embrace supreme love and guidance, okay? Embrace source, because we're going to need it. Definitely going to need it. But stay centered within yourself this month for the new moon, for sure. Use the next several days to center yourself and to prepare and to set your intentions before that new moon portal opens, because I don't feel like there's something incredibly off. That's all I feel. Okay? All right. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next reading. Goodbye.